Okay, so we have to resume the session. So we have two pending queries earlier with regards to whether we're going to issue a big bulletin with regards to changing of time from 9 a.m. to 2, and then another one is you can have a written query after this bid conference whether if you haven't bought bid docs, you'll be allowed to have a written query. And another concern will be presented by the end user. Okay.
To the chair, as regards to the first query, we'll no longer issue the bulletin, and we'll no longer require that there will be the attachment to the particular bid documents, because precisely we will practical completion of the bid bulletin for that particular concern. And as to the second query earlier, we will only entertain further clarificatory questions if it is if it is in written form, and secondly, if the bidder or the prospective bidders have properly secured the bidding documents as clearly specified in RA 9184 section 22.5.1. I am accurate. So meaning the prospective bidders have purchased the bidding documents. And there also collaterally there that written clarificatory questions should be entertained only 10 days before the beginning of bids. Otherwise, you can no longer entertain those clarificatory questions.
Mr. Chair, may I respectfully make my point regarding the second issue? Okay. Section 22.5.1. Do we have a copy? Can we flash it or? So I can make my point, Mr. Chair. Okay. Sir, it states that the request for clarification must be made in writing, and the BAC shall respond to the same request by issuing a bid bulletin to be made available to all those who have properly secured the bidding documents. Correct? It does not state that only bidders who have secured the bidding documents may request for clarification. It states that the BAC shall provide those to those who have secured the bidding documents. Also, it does not state that it will provide it to those who have secured the bidding documents only. As a matter of fact, if we, sir, can we go to section 8.4.2? If you read it, sir, it says that the request for clarification to be binding on bidders, clarification and amendments to the bidding document shall be in the form of a bid bulletin which shall be posted in the field GEPs. So this further proves the point that it is not available only to those who bought the bidding documents. Because once it's posted in field GEPs, it's available to everyone. And it also says in the next section, 8.4.3, to be made available by the BAC to the bidders or prospective bidders. So I think putting those two together, it is quite clear that the intention of the law is not to limit the number of bidders who can ask questions, because it does not even limit who you will give the supplemental bid bulletin to. So, having no real benefit to limit the number of bidders who can ask, I really have to ask, what's the purpose in limiting it, especially since the law provides everyone to ask questions?
Sir, to the chair. In reference to the query earlier on, we only emphasize that request, meaning there's a particular party and requested for qualification. So we need to entertain. We do not mean that we will not no longer provide a bid bulletin for that particular project. Considering that, we also require also that that particular supplemental bid bulletin, which will be form part of the bidding documents to be submitted by the bidders. So basically, we will publish everything, but we need to be first cognizant of that particular request for clarification before we could act on it. And we could is it meritorious or not. And at the same time, the law is very clear that request for clarifications with the condition that the particular party requesting for clarification have indeed secured the bidding documents. That's the law. And we don't mean that we will no longer post the particular bid bulletin. And we will not limit prospective bidders who will join the bidding. And if any other further clarification as regards to the manifestation for today of the Bids and Awards Committee, the chair and request the prospective bidders to submit immediately written clarifications as regards to that particular concern, if indeed there's additional query for that. Because in order for us to be able to appreciate everything, it is better for the prospective bidders to formally forward to us everything that they have considered as regards to that particular condition. For us to be able to formally respond also. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, are we saying that bidders who have not purchased the bid documents cannot ask written clarification? Is that what we are saying?
Again, through the chair, we are not saying that the bidders are not allowed to submit clarificatory questions. But by law, we are given also the discretion or our own initiative to determine whether the question is meritorious or not, and it has complied with the condition provided for by law. You can submit everything, clarificatory questions, then we will ascertain whether, for example, if all the bidders have submitted their questions, then we will ascertain whether respond each and every queries have each and every questions forwarded to us.
Okay.
With the conditions set forth by RA 9124. We are not saying that you are not allowed. We are only trying to emphasize that the law is very clear and the law provides for the conditions. And we are not saying that you are not allowed to provide questions for as long as it is made within 10 days prior to the bid opening. Okay?
I see. So, any prospective bidder may ask, even if they have not yet purchased the bid documents?
Yes, we will entertain.
Okay.
But we will comply with the conditions set forth by law.
Which is the 10 days. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
And
I understand now.
the purchase of the bidding documents. The conditions are very clear and you need to comply with that particular condition.
Ma'am, can you please go back? There's no statement that that the bidder has to purchase bidding documents. Sir, it's not stated anywhere there. It is not in the portion. It should have been. Mr. Chair, sorry, I mean, I'm sorry to have caused all this issue.
We are cognizant of every questions that are provided for us as long as we are transparent.
But Mr. Chair, it is not written there. The reason why it is of great concern to us, although we have already purchased the bidding documents, but because every time we will go through this procedure, we don't know if we are qualified, if we're interested, and we will already be forced to purchase the bidding documents, which doesn't seem the intent of the law. Even Department of Transportation doesn't do it that way. And if we read the particular provision, it's not limiting.
Kita mo yung title.
Circular provided for by
I think it was been decided without issuance.
Okay, can you please see? I have never seen this.
4.2.3. But, papataas ang provision. It applies only.
Sorry, which section are we looking at?
4.2.3. And basically, if you have indeed paid the bidding document, secured the bidding documents, it will be proper also that if you are further clarifying questions, then we forward to us as regards to the requirements provided for by the bidding documents.
Mr. Chair, as a matter of fact, 4.2.3 specifically states that the BAC shall entertain questions regarding whether they have purchased the bidding documents or not. So questions are in the pre-bid conference or in the form of a written clarification. Those are also questions. So basically my point is, why limit the number of people who ask questions?
Sir,
There's no harm.
The 4.2.3 applies only is applicable only during the conduct of this conference. Dito lang po yun.
Yes, sir, but it
But-
does not limit.
No,
The fact that it
clarify-
provides, it doesn't
Yes, sir.
say that it cannot.
May I cut you, sir? It's also emphasized kanina pa na we kept on asking the prospective bidders if there are clarifying questions. Meron po ba sa inyo, sir? Just to reiterate, sa mga other prospective bidders, may queries po ba kayo?
Yes. Bigay nyo na yun.
Ibigay niyo na po ngayon, and within that period is 10 days prior to the bid opening. Meron po ba, sir? I take consideration po kanina. I said na if they can submit to us, yung attach yung GPPD opinion kanina, sir, no, if I'm right. For us also to formal respond. So, we keep on reiterating po sa mga prospective bidders natin ngayon, kung ano may questions po ba pa kayo. Sa inyo, sir, mas siguro sa inyo, sir, kasi nagbayad na po kayo. So, any other than that particular provisions, may clarificatory questions po ba kayo aside from that particular provision?
Also, I think the rationale for that is for us not to create any delays. Diba? If we go to entertain whoever wants to inquire, makikreate mo na din yan.
Anyway, Mr. Chair, just to put an end to this discussion, I will not raise the issue here anymore. But may I request to, because honestly, it is not provided for by law. And by doing that, it could limit the participating bidders, which is contrary to the purpose of a public bidding. Anyway, this might not be the venue to further discuss. May I just request for you to seek legal opinion on your legal department? Because, sir, in all honesty, no other department does it this way. Even the Department of Transportation, even the Department of Public Works. It is very limiting and it's not provided for by law. That's all, but I respect your decision as of now. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. And just to add to this here, just for the record, again, we would maintain that we don't limit bidders. Instead, we encourage as many prospective bidders in this particular project because it is public bidding per se. And any further clarificatory questions, regardless of whether they have purchased or not, we will ascertain vis-a-vis the law. We are not saying that we are limiting.
Okay.
We public bidding nga ito, sir eh. Pero any further clarification, citing among others, specific provisions of IN 9184 or other manifestations in accordance with existing laws and regulations. Siyempre, i-ascertain rin namin po before we issue a bid bulletin. We are not saying na this is the end. Kasi may period naman po within which the procuring entity will respond, provided that the prospective bidders have also complied with the conditions set for full bylaw. Opo. So, just to emphasize lang po, kasi baka makot po tayo na liningit po yung mga bidders. We don't limit siguro kasi public bidding na to. Kasi marami na rin po na ganun. So, we reiterate po, kung may questions po pa kayo, just forward to us within that period provided for bylaw. Okay? Just for the record, Mr. Chair. Thank you. Then po, any other questions po during this pre-bid po? Meron po ako or wala na. But you are not, again, you are not pre-bidded to po ang questions. For as long as it is within the period set forth by law and as to the requirement of purchasing quality documents.
So there are no further queries, so we ask the end users for additional information coming from the DOTR regarding affecting this outcome.
Yes, sir. To the bidders, we have received information from the DOTR that the project should be procured, awarded, and implemented and completed within the end of December 31, 2020. So by that, the completion date that was published in the bidding documents, which is 690 calendar days inclusive of 30 calendar days, would be reduced to 330 calendar days inclusive of 30 regular workable days, and we will issue a bid bulletin regarding this matter. So that's it. So we will fast track the implementation of this project in order to comply with this directive, which is EO 91, and to disburse this project by the end of 2020. For the information of the readers also, during the conduct of the program of works of the end user, we base our computation in an 8-hour work week, 8-hour per day capability of the equipment and the personnel. And in relation to this directive, we will now require that all personnel and equipment will have a 16-hour work per day in order to comply to the EO 91 and to complete the project within December 2020.
Into the chair, we encourage the prospective bidders present today and to other prospective bidders that they have still 10 days prior to the bid opening to submit their written clarifications.
So that is on Monday, right? Monday will be the 18th.
Yes, sir. They could also advance their written clarifications to EV just for the purpose of recognizing that they have received the but give us also the time, siyempre, sa or you, nag-email us. We respond accordingly naman.
If hindi pa considered na nag-pass, sorry, it would be considered as filed on at the time the email was sent.
Yes. Paano lang, sir, patas lang yung scan copy ng letter. Hindi yung message na, sir.
Yes.
Scan copy.
So sir, the email can be sent until Monday, right? Being the next business day.
17 by 17 yung
Kasi
last
17. Kasi 17 is a Sunday.
Next working day.
So the next working day,
Next working
until Monday.
27 pa na kasi. 18. Okay. Kasi hindi lang namin makikita. 18. Wala na po ba, sir? Wala na pang questions.
So, there are further.
Yes, sir.
Yung sa inspection na po, meron po tayong yung person.
All queries about clarification can be answered to people. And it should be published. And it will be published by Monday's report. But we need to still give the responsible of time. Kasi medyo hindi mo oras for us to receive and to respond and to post the particular data. Tapos, we strictly follow what is provided for by.
No further queries? Some observation or excuse or by the other. Thank you for participating in this meeting.
Understood na parang ikaw training kasi public building so as possible transparent sige sir. Okay. Sige po. Very noted. Sige sir. Ako nagpila ako isang bidder na gano'n. Sa AMS.
Wala ka-off ka na ba? Naka-off ka na.
Off mo na. Off the record.
Bye-bye.